I have to admit, I have not gone through every single IGCSE paper that was ever written, but arguably this is for me the most tricky one out there. This is number one for me, the most difficult IGCSE question I've ever seen in any paper. And if you don't agree, I'd like to see the comments where what paper, what question you found more difficult. I don't usually ask for comments, but for this one, I really want to find out if there was anything more difficult than this. So let's take a look at it. It was from 2024 paper. So let's just dive into it. A train travels a total of 240 kilometers per hour. So I'm going to draw a little diagram. I'm saying it's traveling 240 kilometers. Sorry, did I say kilometers per hour? Anyway, it travels a total of 240 kilometers. The train travels for t minutes at an average speed of 100 kilometers per hour. So a certain part of this journey, it's traveling at, well, for t minutes, very important that this is minutes, and it's traveling 100 kilometers per hour. And then it travels kind of the next bit, t plus 60 minutes, at 110 kilometers per hour. And they're asking, find the average speed of the whole journey. So obviously off the bat, I know this is a speed. This speed is distance over time. This is kind of what I'm going to have to use for this question. And they're looking for an average speed. So I want a speed. This is what I'm looking for. So I should have a distance and I should have a time. Now, let's just write this at the time. So speed is distance over time. The distance is easy. That's 240. So obviously that is 240. And the time is, well, they're giving me time in minutes. So this time plus that time plus 60 minutes. So basically it's t plus 60. So it's going to be 2t plus 60. Now, this is kilometers and this is minutes. So I should just kind of be careful because I know my speed I need is in kilometers per hour. And if I work this out, it's going to be kilometers per minute. But I still have a variable here that I don't know, and that's this time. I don't know what this time is. So I'm going to have to figure out another equation or I don't know, rip it out of the sky or something. I have to find the t value. So if I have the t value, I can put it in there and I should be able to work out the speed. Now, before we work it out, I'm just going to do a quick estimate. The train is obviously the slowest speed is 100 kilometers per hour and the fastest speed is 110. If both times were the same, I would guess the average speed would have been 105. But because it's traveling longer at 110 kilometers per hour, I'm assuming, it's kind of an estimated guess, I guess, the range or the average speed at the end is going to be between 105 and 110. Obviously less than 110 and more than 105. So this is obviously not important for the question, but as an estimate, if I work something out in here and I get something like 50 or 1.3 or 9.7, it should be kind of red lights because that can't be my answer. My answer has to be in between 105 and 110. So I'm just guessing that at the moment and we'll see what happens a bit later. Now, the tricky part here that I think is the tricky part is finding this t value. Now, you should then understand, well, if you have one kind of an equation and you want to solve this equation, but there's a variable, you need another equation with the same variable in it. So like a simultaneous equation type of thing. So what I do have is for this blue part, I have time and I have speed. So I should be able to work out distance, right? So I know distance, I'm going to call it d1 because it's that distance, is going to be speed times time. Now my speed is 100 kilometers per hour and the time is t minutes. The problem is everything here is kilometers per hour. I can't just take the speed that's in kilometers per hour and multiply it by the time in minutes and get the distance because the units aren't the same. So this time will need to be converted to an hour time. So if you think about it, if I had 60 minutes, just making it up because there's a 60 minutes there, if I wanted that to go to hours, I would divide by 60 and that would give me 1 hour, right? 1 hour. So this time has to be divided by 60 to in order to convert it to a time as an hour. Okay, let's just wipe that off. So that's my one distance. The other distance, the red one here, is d2. And this is going to be speed times time. And the speed here is 110. And the time is t plus 60. But this also has to be divided by 60 to get an hour value. And now I have a distance 1 and a distance 2. And I have kind of variables in there. The t is still unknown. But I can write another equation, which is nice. I can say, well, the first distance, which is, I'm just going to multiply this out. So I'm going to say this is 100 t over 60. And I'm going to plus the second distance, which would be, if I multiply these two things, I'll get 110 t plus 60 over 60. If I add these two distances, they should equal to 240. So now I kind of have an equation here where I can actually work out t. So I think that was the more tricky part, is kind of seeing that. Okay, and now it's just kind of rearranging formula. So I'm going to multiply by 60 right straight through. I think I'll just do everything in one color moving forward. So I'll have 100t plus this is going to be 110t plus 60. And if I times 240 with 60, 24 times 6, okay. Don't think I'm cool. I did work this out on my calculator before. Not trying to make as if I'm some kind of a savant, just knowing these things. Next, I'm going to multiply that out. So I'll have 100t plus 110t plus, okay, that I should be able to work out, 6600. And this is all equal to, no, wait, that's 144. 2 zeros. There we go, 1440. And now I have 100t plus 110t, so that should be 210t. And this is 14,400 minus 6,600. Just taking this over, so I'm going to have 7,800. And to get t alone, I'm going to divide by 210 on both sides. And then I get t is equal to 37.1428, blah, blah, blah. Important to note is time is still in minutes. I know I divided by 60 to get an hour, but it didn't change the value of t. I kind of multiplied the 60 away in this equation. So this is still a minute time. And it's very important because if you're going to sub in this there, this was our original equation. So I have the 240 divided by 2. If I were to put 37.1428, etc. in here, plus the 60, I'm going to get a number 1.7872. Now, this is kilometers and this is minutes. So this is kilometers per minute. Now, if you didn't pay attention and you didn't kind of, because it's easy to kind of get swooped up in a question and doing all these equations and thinking, oh, that's the answer. But that answer doesn't really make sense because it has to be obviously a very higher number. So this is kilometers per minute. And in order to get kilometers per hour, I'm just going to have to multiply this by 60. So multiply by 60, and then we'd get a number like 107.23. And because it's an IG exam and they always want 3 significant figures, 107 kilometers per hour should be good enough. And you can see our estimate was very, very good because 107 definitely is between 105 and 110. Now, that is, for me, that was a very, very tricky question. I'd like to see in the comments if you found anything else more tricky than this, because I'd just like to know. That would be interesting. So just tell me what question, what past paper you found something, and I can maybe make a video about that. But just for interest's sake, I would like to know. Just as a side note, kind of other versions of this question did hint in 2023 and in like this year, 2025, with these types of questions saying there's someone traveling at 100 kilometers, average speed of X, and 150, and speed of X plus 10. And this is kind of a lot easier to do because they're saying show that. So these are type of easier questions. I think after they put this question in, they were like, okay, no, let's maybe not do this. So I'm going to do one of these. I'm not going to do both, just because they are very much the same. But just to show you that kind of if you were to come across something like this, then you know what to do. So I'll do the more current one. I'll do the 2025 one. I think I actually did do the 2023 one in a previous video, so I'm not going to do that one now. So let's just take a look at this one. So we have someone walking 2 kilometers at a speed of X. So he's doing 2 kilometers at X kilometers per hour, and then another 3 kilometers at X plus 1 kilometers per hour, and they're saying the total time. So this is a distance, that's a speed, so I should be able to work out a time. So for the first one, I know it's a speed is distance over time, speed is distance over time. So if I want a time is going to be distance over the speed, and in this case the distance was 2 and the speed was X. So this is time 1. And then I'll do time 2. Let's do time 2 is going to be the distance of 3 kilometers, and the time, the speed was X plus 1. And they say the total time he takes to walk the 5 kilometers is 1.25 hours. So basically this time, let's say just do T1 plus T2 should equal in hours. Luckily, this is kilometers and kilometers per hour, so there's no other conversions like we had in the previous question. This is going to be 1.25 hours. Okay, so now we have an equation, pretty straightforward. 2 over X plus 3 over X plus 1 is going to be equal to 1.25. And now we can just, because we want the fractions away, we're going to multiply by this x plus 1, and then a lot of stuff would cancel out. So we'll have 2 times, this is going to cancel out, so we'll have x plus 1 there. And this 3, the x plus 1 is going to be canceling out, so that's x. And this is 1.25 times x plus 1. And we'll have 2x plus 2 plus 3x is equal to, so this is going to be 1.25x squared, because it's 1.25x times this, and then also just plus 1.25x. Now, I don't really like this kind of 0.25 thing, so I'm going to multiply everything by 4 straight through. Before I do that, let me just kind of sum up these two things. So I have 5x plus 2, and then 1.25x squared plus 1.25x. If I multiply everything by 4, this should be a 20x, plus 8 is going to be 1 times 4, quarter times 4. So that should be 5x squared plus another 5x. So it's going to carry on there. So basically I have 5x squared, which is nice because I see there's the 5x squared there. There's a 20, basically it's going to be plus 5x minus 20x, so that's going to be minus 15x. And I'm going to have the minus 8 coming over minus 8 equals 0. So I can see that worked out. But you can see this question is very similar to the previous one with a little x and the x plus 1. But it's just easier because we didn't have to convert to minutes and everything. So, and this is 5 marks. I mean, the other one was 6 marks. So you can see that I think that after they put that train question in, they were like, okay, maybe that was too tough. We'll just bring it down a notch for everyone to be able to finish those 5 and 7 mark questions. But yeah, talk soon.